I said screaming, crying, throwing up, shitting myself. That was
It's
my
funny
word.
As you sent that, I was taking a shit in the airport.
Okay, slay poopies.
Good morning, USA.
Oh my God, it's early. It's not that early, but it feels early. I went to bed. I did not, Kelsey, listen to me, babe. I did not go to bed. I could not fall asleep. I was there like 4:30. I'm feeling a little defeated at the moment.
Why did 4:30? Because what? You were just so excited to get this episode done?
Yeah, I was so excited to record the podcast that it was like Christmas morning. Like I just couldn't sleep.
I figured as much. It had to be something like that.
Yeah, it was truly an experience like that. It's cozy vibes outside. It's raining. My room's a little chilly. Like I'm ready to stay in bed.
Yeah, no, I'm working every day this week. But I wish I was staying in. I know. We'll get to it in a minute, but I came home from Florida last night and I want to go back.
Oh yeah, because I bet it was beautiful. Back.
Don't want to be here.
But we're here. Welcome to Game Changers, everybody.
Welcome to Game Changers. This is not the Womp Womp Olympics. We're actually happy to be here.
We're happy to be here. I just, I have a lot to complain about. I'm in a complaining mood this morning. Y'all got me up too early. I didn't go to bed last night.
My fault.
And I'm feeling.
Can you sleep like later today? Can you like cat nap?
Yeah, I could probably take a nap later. I don't really know what my plans are. Actually, I bought this little planner pad thing because I struggle to stay on top of things in my life and get things done. So I bought this to hopefully help. And the only things on my agenda are to do this podcast, get my eyebrows done. That's what I have to do at 12.
Oh.
Write a story or two, go to the gym, and apply to some jobs. Those are my plans today.
That's a good plan. My plan today consists of I just had one appointment doing Game Changers right now. I have to go to work, and then I think my mom wants to do a little family dinner. And then
family dinner.
And then I think I'm getting my piercings tonight.
Okay, piercings.
Mm-hmm. So excited.
But
I'm like so scared to get another piercing because it's just like tattoos, like where they say like if you get one, you're gonna want all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And since what was it? May, June, July, August, September, October, November. In the last 6 months, I've gotten 8 piercings.
You're crazy. I only have my ears pierced. I only have my lobies.
Your lobes. I'm checking out.
Popping out,
Type shit.
I thought about getting more, but I just I don't know. I don't care enough.
You can't stop, I'm telling you.
I believe that. I've wanted my nose pierced for a while, but my nose sticks out. Not out. It turns up. So I'm like, if I get my nose pierced, I don't think it'd look good. Plus my mom would kill me. So that's the other part of it.
My mom would kill me too.
But welcome to Game Changers. Don't forget, you can follow Game Changers at Game Changers ET on all social media. That's Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We talked about this last episode. We should make a Blue Sky account. We're working on it.
Yeah.
Make sure you also follow Empty the Bench Network at ETB Network on all social media to hear what the whole podcast network is up to. Because we're all a bunch of cool cats.
Yeah, we are.
And also make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/EDB Network, where you are watching this episode or any of the other podcasts. Make sure you subscribe. And last but not least, make sure you are listening to Game Changers wherever you get your podcasts. That could be Spotify, that could be Apple, or right here on YouTube.
Love it.
And last but not least, Game Changers is presented by Playback.
Yes, love Playback. Playback is our ad.
Presented by
Watching sports is more fun with others, but we spend too much of our time watching alone. Playback is a virtual space where communities can stream live sports together with everyone perfectly synced up. Creators can hop on stage, deliver their own play-by-play analysts and commentary, and invite viewers up for Q&A.
Hey.
Playback makes watching sports fully interactive and a social experience. From playing fantasy sports, rubbing your favorite players and teams, and watching sports and the commentaries and communities you care about, win or lose, sports are best enjoyed together. Join our community by going playback.tv/ETB Network to find out more, including our live stream schedule.
Amen. I'm
All
not sure what the schedule is, honestly, at this current moment in time, but I think they've got some streams planned, so don't want to miss them. Head on over there. All right. Shall we news it up, bestie?
I'm going into it right now. I had to get out of the ad read.
All right. Well, fun fact on the rundown, I didn't add this yesterday because I was unbelievably distraught, so I'm just going to jump into it.
Yeah, no.
Kelsey, literally, I want everybody to know. Kelsey sent, so I log on Instagram like any other time I get on Instagram, and I see the U.S. Women's National Team's posted, and I said, what's this about? And it's a picture of Alyssa Naeher, and they're like, thank you, like, we're gonna miss you. Alyssa Naeher is announced her retirement from international soccer. She'll play in Europe, and then that's it. And I said, huh? And then I shit you not, Kelsey, like 2 minutes later, sends me a text of Alyssa Naeher's post, and I was like, girl, don't even speak to me right now. I'm inconsolable. First we lose Alex Morgan, then we lose Kelly O'Hara, now we're losing Alyssa Naeher.
I was literally in the airport. I'm like in Tampa, and I see this kid that I used to coach, and like she plays soccer, and she posted this on her story, and the caption was, "There just ain't no way." And so then I click on it, and I see that, and I screenshot it, and I sent it to Sav, and in my head I'm like, "Is my girl okay?" Like,
oh, I was not.
I was like, "This isn't
good." It really wasn't good for me and my mental health. It took a hit right there, right then and there.
I asked Sav how she was doing. She said she had to put her phone down, do a lap, and then she came back to it.
My exact text, hang on, because it made me giggle. I was laughing. Kelsey sent me this, and I said, screaming, crying, throwing up, shitting myself. That was my word.
As you sent that, I was taking a shit in the airport.
Okay, slay, poopies. So yeah, Alyssa Naeher has announced her retirement from international soccer. Very sad, but she had a 10-year career. Truly like the backbone of the U.S. Women's National Team. I feel like I say that about every player that retires from this generation, but like, the longevity she had, she's third all-time wins, and like arguably probably the best goalie the U.S. Women's National Team has had, and to play for 10 years on that team, I think is very special. And she was on Sam Mewis's, who, if you don't know who Sam Mewis is a retired soccer player who was so talented. Also, mental health took a hit when she retired. But Sam Mewis has like a podcast, and Alyssa Naeher was on it, and she was kind of like, I went into this year kind of knowing that it would probably be my last with the national team. And like I've accomplished everything that I've wanted to accomplish, because she's got 2 World Cups, a bronze medal and a gold medal, which is, and obviously like Golden Gloves, things like that. And then she was just kind of like, it was really cool to kind of help this like new school generation of players come in, and like it's bittersweet. And she was like, I'm gonna miss just like the everyday interactions, being in the locker room, like traveling, whatever. But she felt very at peace with her decision, and it's not her ultimate full retirement from soccer. She still has a contract with the Chicago Red Stars through 2025, so she will still be playing in the NWSL. But this happened, and I was just like, what am I supposed to, like, how am I supposed to recover from this? Because all my favorite players are retiring. All the players I grew up watching are retiring. What am I supposed to do? Is this what loss and despair feels like? Because that's how I'm feeling, lost and despairing.
This is a tough question, so you don't have to answer it.
I'm ready.
Which one out of the 3 that have just retired, which one do you think hurt the most? Or are you just numb at this moment?
I'm not numb. They all hurt in their own unique ways. I think Alex Morgan hurt the most simply because of how well known she was.
Yeah.
And, everything she's done, not only for soccer, but for like women's sports and like women's equality. So I think that one hurt a lot. Kelly O'Hara's hurt because she went out injured. Like truly rode it till the wheels fell off. And so like that's stinky. Like you never want that to happen to, any player that you like. You just don't want them to get hurt. And then like Alyssa Naeher is just like she's just been consistent. And I think as a fan, I'm sure like everything's gonna be fine and they're gonna be okay. But like as a fan, I'm like, okay, so who's the backup? Like I don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
Casey Murphy, like is she the backup now? Like is she gonna now be the starter? Like I'm uncertain. I don't know. I don't trust her. Not that she's bad. I don't trust her as much as I trust Alyssa Naeher. Alyssa Naeher's in that. I don't have to worry. I'm good.
It's fair.
But congratulations on a great career, Alyssa Naeher. You're a Connecticut legend, just like me and Kelsey.
That's funny.
Yeah, she's from Stratford.
Strat City.
Strat City. I just got a text from my aunt. We're going to see Wicked on Friday.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to see Wicked. I loved Wicked as a kid. Like, I saw the Broadway musical when I was like 9 years old, and I like bought the Wicked soundtrack on iTunes.
Wait, Sam, that's crazy.
I know. I think I'm low-key going twice on Friday because I'm going with my family at noon, and then my friends were like, let's go to the 10:30 show. And I said, okay. But I agreed to my friends first before my family texted me.
10:30 at night?
Yeah. I'll be slumped in that theater.
Dude, that's crazy. Not me.
All right. Well, you'll have to see it eventually. But yeah, here we go.
South Carolina loses to UCLA.
77-62.
Snapped 43rd game win streak.
Yeah. Crazy stuff.
Insane.
London Jones from UCLA had 15 points off the bench. Shout out to her. I don't really know. I mean, me personally, I didn't watch this game. I wish I did because it would have been cool. UCLA is now ranked number 1 in the country, which is like their first time being ranked number 1, or I don't know, first time in however many years. Not important. But the number 1, that's what's important. For South Carolina, don't really know what went wrong. I did see one clip of sophomore Malaysia Fulwiley. She played 3 minutes and missed like all the shots she took. So Dawn Staley just like took her out and was like, "Yeah, you're done. Sit down." She probably said it a little nicer than that, but she was like, "Yeah, let's go."
You hope they said it a little nicer. Who knows at this level?
Yeah, who knows? But I was just like, "Oh shit." Everybody's beatable. This is like March behavior right here, UCLA. You've started. It's only November, and you're on your March mentality. Looking for them.
They're hungry. You can't take that away. They're hungry.
Yeah, and I mean now that they're number 1, like
big shoes to fill.
Exactly. And I don't know.
They're probably riding the power trip after beating South Carolina. Oh my! Absolutely. They sullied. They had to.
Oh yeah. I don't even know. I don't know who's next on their schedule, but I think South Carolina. I know South Carolina plays TCU at some point. That should also be a good game. But yeah, I mean, I just can't believe it. Everybody has to have a fall off at some point, and not that they're falling off, but like you can't win them all. The UConn men lost yesterday in overtime, so like. The best, the Giants can go down. And then speaking of upsets, Notre Dame beat USC 74-61. Notre Dame was ranked number 6. USC was ranked number 3. And Hannah Hidalgo dropped 24 points. If you remember, Hannah Hidalgo was a preseason All-American pick, and she's only a sophomore. Damn. Crazy stuff. I really like this Notre Dame team. I can't lie.
I think you're just a Notre Dame fan, though. No,
mostly I'm a Notre Dame fan mostly for football. But I just think they're really fun to watch. And I think they're really talented. And I think they're really balanced, which is like what you need in like a team.
They're kind of scrappy. I like it.
Yeah, that too. And I like Olivia Miles is going to be a first round WNBA pick, arguably top 3. She's a dog, Hannah dog. They're just all good, and they're coached by what's her name? I can't remember her first name, but her last name is Ivy. Her son is Jaden Ivey on the Detroit Pistons. And fun fact, I went to an ESPNW summit like a couple of years ago, and she and Jaden Ivey talked, and he talked about how when he was growing up, he would hang around like the Notre Dame practices and whatever. And one of his like closest friends now is Enrique in the WNBA. Who also Notre Dame legend, Enrique. She's one who hit like back-to-back buzzer beaters to win the semis and the national championship in like, I don't know, 2012 or something.
Wait, really?
Yeah, she hit one against UConn to send them to the final, and then she hit one against Mississippi State. Or it was like the other way around, but it was those two teams.
Got it.
So yeah, shout out Notre Dame. They're really fun. I honestly wouldn't be shocked if they make it to the national championship. They'll probably win the ACC.
That's a bold prediction. Are you locking that in?
Yeah, lock it in. Why not?
Okay.
They'll probably win the ACC. Because I'm just trying to think about like who else is good in the ACC, and like low key, I don't feel like anybody's at the level of Notre Dame. In my own personal humble opinion, as a very casual ball knower. Yeah, I think honestly, like if you wanted me to give you a final 4, it's probably going to be like UConn, Notre Dame, USC, and like I don't know, probably South Carolina, but I'm not entirely sure. But then you have one from every conference, because then you'd have Big Ten, or I guess you'd have 2 Big Ten. No, you had 1 Big Ten because USC. You have an ACC, you have a Big East, and you have SEC. But I don't know. It can all change. March is crazy, y'all. And while we continue our college basketball chat, let's talk about our boy Geno.
Geno becomes the winningest head coach in Division I basketball. He needs the same GOAT diamond necklace that Simone Biles has.
Did you see that her husband scored a touchdown this week?
And he did yeah.
King.
Yeah. They're so cute.
Yeah. So Geno beat Tara Vanderweier's record. Who Tara last season beat Coach K, for the old longtime coach of Duke, for winningest Division I head coach basketball, men or women's. And now it's Geno's, and he's still cooking. And a lot of people, which I did appreciate when I was reading about this, and like maybe it's just because like where we're located and we're a little brainwashed, but a lot of the things we're talking about, how like Geno could not do this without his assistant Chris Daly. And Chris Daly's been his assistant basically from the start. And they've built this program together to be, the arguably one of the best college basketball programs in all of the country. Also the pictures that Nike did with him, and he's got like multiple rings on every finger. He's like doing the Bill Belichick. Like, yeah, it was crazy. I was like, damn, Geno, look at you. Also, a bunch of stars popped out for the record-breaking win.
That's what I was going to say. There was some ballers.
Sue Bird was there. Diana Taurasi was there. Megan Rapinoe was there. However, she was not a UConn basketball player.
By default.
She was just there for the ride. But did you see DT like got on the mic after the game or something and was talking about how she like was talking to like Geno's wife one time or something, or maybe it wasn't Geno's wife, but it was some woman, and she was like, he's really bothering me, he's really getting on me, like I can't stand him, he's whatever, and she was just like, yeah, me too.
That's funny. I did not see that.
Yeah, funny stuff out of Storrs, Connecticut, babe. A little bit more soccer news. The Orlando Pride have won their first ever NWSL Championship. Marta said, I waited 8 fucking years for this thing. And I said, pop off, queen.
I did see that.
They won 1-0. Barbara Banda scored the only goal. And yeah, Marta gets her win. And it was very sweet. Her mom came to the game. And her mom has like never come to an NWSL game.
Wait, really?
Mm-hmm. She came all the way from Brazil.
Oh my gosh, my heart.
I know, it's very sweet.
My heart, that makes me so happy.
Also, while we're talking about NWSL news, because we talked about this last week, Temwa Chawinga won NWSL MVP from the KC Current. So shout outs to her.
Wasn't that your pick?
Yeah, I figured because she broke the record, she'd probably win it.
That's right. You should have put money on that.
I know. I need to start betting or something.
But we do not promote gambling on this podcast.
Yeah, go watch the other one if you want to learn about gambling. So yeah, I mean that's all that is to it. End of the NWSL season, one of the best NWSL seasons. Lots of records broken. Just lots of good stuff. Thank you for coughing.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I'm just giving you a hard time, bestie. I feel like I need to like adjust my camera. Maybe not. Maybe that was a bad idea. All right. And now we're going to talk about something that Kelsey and I literally have never talked about once on this podcast.
I know, this is so exciting. Field hockey.
Field hockey fans, stand up. Shout out to Scout. Remember we had Scout on the podcast? Scout plays field hockey.
How could I forget?
Shout out to Scout.
Northwestern wins field hockey national championship. Hey now.
Heyo.
This is their second championship. They have been to the finalists the last 4 years. Their last win was in 2021 against Liberty, and they smoked.
Yeah.
St. Joseph's 5-0 for the title. So they had that shit in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Which is so crazy because at that point when like you know that you're gonna win, like I always think about that. Like when you know you're gonna win, but you have to keep your composure the entire game and just play your game because you know that anything can mess up at any given moment. But at that point when it's 5-0 in a game like that, like they probably knew at half, but they were like, all right, we just gotta like we can't think about it, don't say it. Can't think about it, don't say it, blah 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 blah. And then they probably sellied hard.
Yeah. But I also think too, like this field hockey Final Four was like quite the wild collection of teams, if I must say, because like it was like just teams that I was like not even like it was Northwestern and North Carolina, which are like juggernauts, but then the other two teams were UMass and St. Joseph's. And like I mean, I don't know much about field hockey, but I was just like, huh.
I didn't know UMass was in the 4 like that.
Yeah, I was like, sorry, UMass, I wasn't aware of your game. Same with St. Joseph's. I'm sorry. I was not aware of your game.
I wasn't. Damn.
Yeah. So, you know, that's always exciting to see, I think, because I feel like at national championship level, like, it's always the same teams, especially in recent times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, North Carolina has won it, like, before this, like 5 years in a row or something.
We were just we talked about the North Carolina coach at one point, but what was it? She's like the youngest coach to what?
Win a national championship.
Yeah.
And she won like 4 as a player and then her 5th as a coach.
Yes.
She's been coming on my TikTok recently, Erin Madsen.
Really?
Yeah. She seems dope, but I don't know. I don't know her like that. But
yeah, I have a question. Because it's just like the coaching in me. So she won it as a player, and then she won it the next year as a coach. And she graduated and then took the head coaching job.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, at that point, like those are your teammates to coach. That's got to be a weird dynamic. 1, but 2, like I wonder how recruiting went for her because if you won it the year prior, depending on how many you're graduating, you don't really need to recycle that much. You pretty much have the same team. You just gotta make sure you're recycling you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. Definitely we'll have to do a little bit more diving into field hockey. Maybe next week we could talk a little bit more about it. We'll talk to Scout. Maybe Scout wants to come on.
Yeah. Those are
Scout's our resident field hockey expert. But I went to Northwestern, so I was very happy. I was a little bit of a proud alum.
As you
Not
should.
as proud. I was proud, but I was not as proud as when they won the national title 2 years ago for lacrosse. I was watching that game. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that was a pinch me moment.
That's a good one. All right. So not honestly, like not all that much news came out this week. So
Now
we're gonna it's it's yappy time. We're about to have a yapathon.
Yep.
But before we get to like the real deep yap, I'm calling the segment Kelsey's weekend recap.
Yay!
Kelsey had a very exciting last couple days. So and she
I
wanted to
sure
talk about it.
did.
So the floor is yours, bestie. Tell us
Okay.
all about it.
Okay. So where do I start? Okay, so basically there is a tournament called President's Cup every single year for lacrosse. And it is hands down the biggest lacrosse tournament ever. And I never played in it as a kid because my club team, we just didn't send kids to this tournament for whatever reason. But also, like, I wasn't really looking. Actually, no. Yeah, we just didn't send kids to that tournament. But anyway, I had 2 kids that were playing in this tournament. And one of their moms, who's like a really, really good family friend of mine at this point, I've known the families for years and years, was like, hey, this is her last tournament. You've never been to President's Cup. Do you want to like come? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I have to take work off. I don't know. And then I was like, you know what? Let me talk to my boss. And I was like, can I go and recruit? And she was like, yeah.
Go for it.
And so I went, and oh my God. So I'm obviously sick. And so literally the crazy part is that the day before I needed to leave, I texted the mom and I was like, I don't think I'm going anymore. Like, I'm sick. Like, I have an ear infection. I'm coughing up green boogers. Like, this is disgusting. I'm not coming. And she was like, you'll be so mad at yourself if you don't. And all my friends are like, you're going to be so mad at yourself if you don't. Like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You have to go. You have to go. And I don't like flying.
True.
No, let me just do
Can
it.
vouch.
So I went, and we made the most of it. The kids were crazy. They played their hearts out. It was kind of cold there. It was weird. Like the first 2 days, it was like kind of like New England weather where it was just like 65 and sunny. But then yesterday, go figure, we leave yesterday, it was 80. Like I didn't even get tan. But in terms of this tournament itself, I fangirled. Mm-hmm. And the kids kept making fun of me because they're like, you're such a dweeb, like blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't understand how kids these days cannot fangirl or not appreciate what's around them the way that I do. And I don't know if I'm like literally aging myself at this point, but it was such a pinch me moment the entire time. Like I took so many pictures and I was just walking around like, holy crap. First of all, the atmosphere of being there, so, I mean, we know how club tournaments go. It's just like lacrosse galore. Mm-hmm. But this tournament is like any tournament times 100 because it's not just like if you go to a tournament, like for example, when we play in Albany, like we're playing New England schools technically. Like this tournament
programs.
Yeah, this tournament is every team that could have entered a team, several teams from the same state, but like all 50 states. Hold on, I just got a thing saying my Mac is gonna die. I'm on 10%. And I don't have
plug that thing in. That'd be real bad.
Charger with me. So,
Kels, what do you mean you don't have a charger with you?
Maybe at my desk.
That's not near you?
Correct.
Oh,
not even in the same town as me.
Oh God.
Let's see if she'll last. Anyway, so then, it's like so many teams, and it was amazing. And like my team, like we're obviously like a New England team, and the first team we played was from Texas, and then another team that we played was from California. And it's like all of these lacrosse players, they just all come and then they just migrate here. And it was the funniest thing ever because the airport was hilarious. Everyone's like, where the hell are you guys going? Like, why are there so many lacrosse? Like, I took a video and it was just teams and teams. And like, as a lacrosse coach and player, it was like such a wholesome, like, we're all one big community. Like, it just made me feel so loved. And the kids, like, I just love it. Like, they're all there. The attitudes were great. Like, everyone's working their ass off. College coaches from literally every school you can think of were there. The GOATs are there. I saw Michelle Tumlo, and I literally was like, like, and she's
like, hey, girl.
And she's coaching a kid that I've coached. So it's like, I could have easily went up to her and talked to her about that, but I just got so nervous I didn't say anything.
That's okay. You're real nervous.
I was so nervous. I saw Rachel Hall. Oh my god. I FaceTime Sav, and I was like, hey bestie, I'm watching USA play BC right now.
Just so sick.
Yeah, and then I like stayed. I got some crazy videos. I saw Charlotte North, her shot, like,
she's a different like breed. Like, it's insane.
You know she's good, and then you watch them play in real life, and you're just like witnessing greatness. And it's so crazy because it's like you see, like, what you see online is like her highlights, right? But like everything she does is like a highlight, bro. Like, just watching her play and it's so funny because like there's people on that team that are like GOATs, but like she still takes control. Like, Charlotte North still owns it. It was also just crazy because like, so BC, they had Ryan Smith, who is Charlotte North's girlfriend, and she played for BC like all 4 years. She was a draw girl. And then Ryan Smith's little sister, I think it's like Morgan Smith or whatever, or Megan Smith, is also playing for BC. And then there's a third sister who also just committed, who's going to be going there next year. It's like the Smiths breed deep in BC. But it was so cool. I took a video of like, because like Ryan Smith and Charlotte North have been together forever, and like they'll probably get married, and they're just the cutest couple ever. Like, they're my favorite couple to watch, I think, aside from Sam and Jordan, of course.
My girl. Love you, Jordan.
Miss you, Jay. But like they're a family. Like, you could tell that they've just been together. Like, they know everything, and so the two of them taking the draw together was like the cutest thing ever. But like, you can tell that like Charlotte was like, I'm not letting her fucking win this. Like, hell no. Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna do it my way.
I think one of the most, like, the thing that makes Charlotte North so fun to watch, like, a stats aside, like, goal scoring aside, her knowledge of the game aside, she just has this, like, undeniable passion to win and this, like, swagger about her. It's, like, low-key, like, she was doing the Caitlin Clark thing before Caitlin Clark was doing it. Like,
yes.
Getting into it, like, you know, score, like, she goes out there and plays every minute like she's never gonna play lacrosse ever again, so she needs to go out there and leave it all there.
Yes
But I'm happy you had a good time. How's your computer doing?
My computer is on 9%.
Oh, all right, so it might last. If not, you'll just have to switch your phone or something. But I think what you said about this, about how like lacrosse is truly like a community.
It is, dude.
You see, like, I feel like, and it's probably because it's also like unbelievably niche of a sport. Like, it's not for everybody, and not everybody plays it. Regardless of it being the fastest growing and one of the most popular youth sports. I digress. Lacrosse is really special because there's nobody out there who understands what it's like to like put in the hours of, like, you know, playing wall ball or taking shots or just like getting reps. Like, doing all of that. And like there's equivalents of it in other sports, sure. But in lacrosse, it's so hard to do any type of stick skill work if you're not training with somebody else. I feel like if you're shooting, to make it valuable, you need a goalie. If you're doing quick sticks, like you can use a wall, but it's better when you have a person. Or like draws, like anything you want to work on, you have to have a buddy. And I think that's what makes lacrosse like so special, is just that like we all know what it's like to like put these hours in and work so hard that it's just like inspiring and like cool to see. That's all. I'll digress.
No,
Get me off my soapbox.
No, I totally agree. And it's like, I think lacrosse players also have like a rep in a weird way. Like, you know how hockey players have a rep? Like lacrosse players kind of have a rep, but I will say at this tournament, like I was so happy with how everything, because like everyone knows that this is the biggest tournament of the year, right? And it's like everyone knows that all eyes are on them like at all times. So there was plenty of times where like just like great sportsmanship. Like I literally watched the most perfect close in double team defense I've probably ever seen in my entire life. And a girl literally got pushed down, and like the team got the ball, and before she picked up the ball, she literally put her stick down and like two-armed helped the girl up and then proceeded with the play. Like just like little things like that. And I'm like, oh, you're gonna get recruited, no doubt. Just off that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's all about how you interact. That's what the coaches see more than anything else.
But yeah, it was amazing, and I literally keep saying, I'm like, when I go back next year, and when I go next year. But this was the last thing I'll say about this that I thought was amazing is we've talked about Morgan's message before and like mental health before and like what that means to me. And they had a Morgan's message tent, which I've never seen, like a whole pop-up shop of just Morgan's message at the tournament, and they did. And they had this entire thing called like the Players Lounge, and the Players Lounge was so cool what they did this year. It was like Players Lounge, come chill and write down the reason why you play. And there was this huge board that before you entered, you wrote down why you play, and then you got to chill. And I was like, that's so great, because you're making a player before they relax. Like if they had a frustrating game, if they're feeling down, or if recruiting's not going the way they wanted it, they're taking that second to say, okay, this is my why. Let me reset. Let me lounge, and then let me get back into it, which I thought was like amazing.
You could use that for our team.
Oh, 100%.
Everybody has to write a little post at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Hang it up right next to their locker.
I have so many ideas that I want to do. Trust me, I can't wait for us.
I'm so excited. Anyways, now we got to move on. We're getting too distracted.
I know. Before my laptop dies.
Yes. Okay. So, this Thursday, the week that we're recording, is the week of Thanksgiving. So first and foremost, happy Thanksgiving. Have a safe and happy holiday. Eat lots of turkey and mashed potatoes and gravy.
Yum, yum, yum,
or
yum,
whatever you choose to eat. You know, I'm not one to judge. But Kelsey and I thought it would be a really good idea to, oh my God, it's pouring rain right now. Sorry.
You know,
I'm a little distracted. Kelsey and I thought it'd be a good idea to talk about just like what we're thankful for. I think Thanksgiving time, like this phrase gets thrown around a lot, but I think it's really important to take some time to reflect on, you know, what you're thankful for, or like, you know, any goals that you had in the beginning of the year, because the year's almost over now, which is crazy to think about too. But it's really important, I think, to like always remain grateful for a lot of stuff. And, you know, just always give thanks to the people around you and whatever. So, Miss Kelsey, what are you thankful for?
I mean, of course, I'm going to hit it with the basics, like my family, my friends, you, obviously, you're not even friend, your family. This podcast, the opportunity to be able to like talk about something that I'm so passionate about. And then like, obviously, like the things that like most people think are guarantees, but you know, not anything and nothing in life is guaranteed, but like for like a roof over my head, or like my job, or like the people I've met have been so amazing, because Like, though sometimes they're stressful, it's like it's what's shaping me to who I am. But I'm gonna take an optimistic approach here, and I'm also gonna say I'm thankful for the way things have been planning out, and I'm trying to be more optimistic and more thoughtful and thorough with how I do things, because I feel like I'm very much so the type of person, if something doesn't go my way, to be like, why me? Why is this happening to me? Like, why is this going on? But like truly trusting that maybe there is a plan and maybe I am on the right path, because I was literally just talking to one of my friends, Alyssa, like last week, and I literally said to her, and I was like, if you had told me a year ago I would be in this position, I would literally think you would be lying, because the people I have met, the people I'm around, the things that I've done since then is not like anything I thought I would be able to have. And I think there were so many things that needed to happen for me to get to this moment. And like so many things I was mad and questioning as to why it was happening to me. But I realized if I was in the spot I was a year ago where I thought I was content and happy, I was wrong and I wasn't. So I'm just very thankful that like things are planning out the way that they're going right now.
Yeah. Slay, that's a good one. I think for me, there have been parts of this past year alone that have been really tough. I know I've talked about it before, but like I graduated college. I didn't work. I got my master's instead. And then from graduating from my master's, it took me a couple months, but I landed my first job. And then 4 months into my job, I got laid off. So it's hard for me. It was really hard for me for a long time. You know, I kind of had this like, why me? Like, you know, what did I do wrong? How could I get here? Like, whatever. And I mean, anybody working in journalism alone probably, you know, understands the feelings of being laid off, but in sports journalism specifically, because there are countless layoffs every single day. I think a big part of getting over, you know, feeling how I was feeling about that was that, you know, it wasn't in my control. There was nothing I could have done about it. You know, business deals have to be made and companies need to make money. And unfortunately, it comes at the expense of other people. And like, that's really shitty. But that's, you know, how corporations operate. So I'm thankful for that experience, because I think it really taught me a lot about myself and, you know, how I bounce back and how, like, you know, I get very, when I work and when I do things, I'm very all in. I'm very just like, you know, I'm going to be here and I'm going to go hard and I'm going to do my absolute best that I can. Because I want to be the best and I don't want anybody out there to be better than me, which I don't know where that comes from, but that's just how I am. I don't like to lose. I like to be the best. A little bit of a competitive mentality, I suppose. And sometimes I think that like really like blinds me to a lot of things. So being able, like, getting laid off was like an experience where, like, you know, I had to just, you know, okay, how do I rebound? What's next? Where do I go? What do I do? And it gave me a lot of different opportunities. Like, if I didn't get laid off, I couldn't have spent as much time coaching with you this last spring. And obviously I'm really thankful for that experience. And I like really enjoyed it. And I know you know that because I tell you about it all the time. But, you know, if I didn't do that, I know. And then if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have been able to coach this summer. So like I really just explored another like passion that I'm really interested in learning more about, and obviously becoming the best one day. I also like you said, the basics. Like, I'm thankful to have, you know, a family who loves me and supports me, a roof over my head. I'm thankful that my parents let me still live at their house while I'm kind of in between jobs at the moment. And I'm like, and I know, like, we talk about Jordan all the time, but I'm so unbelievably thankful to have Jordan in my life in any capacity. I don't know if we've really talked about it on the podcast, but Jordan and I were really good friends for like quite some time before we decided we both have a little crush on each other. And you know, there were lots of challenging parts in this year, but like Jordan was the thing that, you know,
the rock
made it easy. And we both, because we're both journalists, so we both have a lot of hardships when it comes to like finding jobs and like getting through all these interviews only to be beat out by one other person and nobody answering us why we're not what did we do wrong, like all these things. But every time I like come to her and I'm like, I want to quit, like I can't do this, like I'm not built for this, I should change careers, like it's not working for me, it's never gonna work. Jordan's like, shut up, like stop, like you're wrong.
You're too good at what you do to give up. I've said that
Yeah.
before too. You're just too good at it.
But like, it's really special when you have somebody in your life who loves you fully, and loves you in your bad days and in your best days ever, and through miles and miles of long distance and FaceTime calls and everything. She really fights to make things happen, and I always will fight for her and to make her happy. And I'm just like, I've never been in love like I've been in love with Jordan ever. I've never felt as loved as I've ever felt. I feel so loved, I feel so secure, and I feel so safe and like I can be myself, and I really feel like that's never happened with anybody else that I've been with ever. And that's really important to me. And I'm just really I know, I was like trying not to cry a little bit, but like I don't know. She's gonna listen to this and be like, girl, please. But I really do love her, and she's a big part of my life, which is why we talk about it so much. And being queer is a big part of my identity and who I am, which is why I talk about it a lot. And I'm thankful to have you in my life, and I'm thankful for this podcast and having a platform and being able to talk about things. But I'm just like thankful for, I think this year has really taught me, I'm just really thankful for the people who have stayed in my life, because I've had a lot of kind of people come and go, in terms of friendships or colleagues or, whatever. But there are like a select handful of people who are never going anywhere. And I think I really realized that. And I think that's also like a part of getting older. Like I'm 25. I'm in my mid-20s. I'm getting old. My joints hurt. I woke up with back pain.
So cute, dude. I know.
Yeah. But yeah. I think Thanksgiving's a really good time to just kind of, sit and reflect and think about all of these things as you get together with your family or your friends or whoever you choose to celebrate with. Like, it's just important. I think everybody should kind of do a little bit of a thankful check. Everybody out there, do your thankful check right now. Think about it.
Totally hear you. Totally. I think that's a good note to end on.
Yeah, I think we crushed it.
I think we did too.
But yeah, we did it.
Thank y'all so much for listening.
Yes, thank you.
Importantly, we're so thankful for y'all, and we'll keep
listening. Keep interacting with us, because we love interacting with all of you. And yeah, happy Thanksgiving. And we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.